Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
It's what? It's on? Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. We should adjust this a little bit. Let him. Better? Huh? He does kirtan air, and then when you zoom out, you go. This is good though. That's all right. At least it's a nice, you know. Yeah.
This one. It's still happy, but it's not as bright.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare
good.
11:27.
You actually have 5 minutes, but.
Shall we do you sing Jaya Mandala?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that.
So where do you do that?
You could do that. You give me class, right?
Pandava, yes.
Yeah, we can.
So sing it from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just try it.
So it's surprising that people haven't come during kirtan. Usually,
Yeah,
filter
usually a
in.
little more. This is.
Yeah, yeah.
Little, but they will come.
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem. We'll start on time.
Yeah.
I like to start on time.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Thank you.
So that's how we connected to this.
Yes, yes. And we'll turn the TV on for you as well.
We also have viewers on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Hariva.
Anyway.
Welcome to our Sunday Feast program.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Welcome to Bhagavat Sravana. I'm going to use the microphone for their sake, not for your sake. That's okay. Yeah, so this is a program that we have at the Bhakti Center every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock with Kirtan. And now the class given by Pandava Prabhu. And that will be for 1 hour. At the 12:30, it'll be Arti, more Kirtan, Rishima prayers, and then a Prasadam feast will be served. Just a little bit about Pandava Bandava Prabhu. He joined in this kind of 1997 in Sofia, Bulgaria. Sofia or Sofia? Sofia. Sofia, Bulgaria. He served as book distributor in Bulgaria and later as curriculum developer in the Bhakti Vedanta Academy in Mayapur, where he was studying and teaching for the last 20 years. At present, he teaches in the Bhakti School in New York City at Radha Govinda Mandir. And we're very pleased that he agreed to join us to share his wisdom.
Thank you very much. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Bharadhari Jaya Giri Bharadhari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Shri Gaurachandra ki jai. Assembly Devotees ki jai. Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so we don't read from Bhagavatam. We speak, or there's a verse we have to read.
Yeah, go ahead, as you like. You don't have to read a verse,
Okay, so I want that.
because you're going to speak
Yeah,
out 11th canto, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Namo Vishnu Pai Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shrimate Devarupa Swami Nityananda Prachara Purva Bhakta Shara Namo Vishnu Pai Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravanga Prachami Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Vishtani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nice to be with you. Thank you. Thank you for having us. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is very unique scripture because it gives us our real shelter. This is one of the topics of Bhagavatam. As we know, the last topic is called Ashraya, or the Prabhupada translates it as summum bonum, or the ultimate truth, the ultimate benefit, the ultimate shelter. And in our philosophy, we have these three main topics: Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojana. So sometimes Prayojana is translated as the ultimate necessity of the soul. It is just not just some superfluous desire that crosses our mind. It's not something that we think it will be good to have in future or now. It is a need. Just like recently I had today, so I went to the dentist and she asked me, from 1 to 10, how strong is the pain? That's what I do. So sometimes it's 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. So you can tolerate, you can do something meanwhile. But once it hits like 5, 6, 7, 8, this is the pain of not being in contact with Krishna. It's painful existence. And then you have to do something. Or let's say now, maybe some of us feel little, just a tiny bit hungry, but not a big deal, you can continue with your duties. But in few hours, this small feeling, insignificant feeling in our belly will start to cause us problems, and then we have to do something about it. So, in the same way, Bhagavatam is the only scripture in the whole world which provides the real shelter of the soul. This is our need. We need to have contact with the Supreme Reality, with the Supreme Lord and His blissful pastimes. Otherwise, we will never be fulfilled. And unless we try to do this, then we'll have to settle with what Bhagavatam calls in the very beginning, Kaitava Dharma, cheating religion. That means we will perform, if we are pious enough, we will perform some kind of spiritual activity, a religious activity, as a ritual, as a formal, tedious duty once a week or once a month or whatever we want to do. But meanwhile, our mind will be fixed in our real life, which is according to us here in this material world. This is what happens to most of the people. Many people, they don't believe at all in God, and amongst those who believe, the majority are this type of formal religionists. Their heart is, their desires, their life is here, and religion, religious rituals, they're just a way for them. It's a means to attain some material goal. And we don't want this. This is not what Bhagavatam teaches us. This is not what Srila Prabhupada came to give to the Western world. Srila Prabhupada explains that by reading Bhagavatam, by studying carefully Krishna's pastimes, the natural spontaneous attraction will develop towards different specific pastimes of Krishna. It is the indication of our original position in these pastimes. This is what's supposed to happen to us. Because only by experiencing this deep emotion, spiritual emotion, this is the only thing that will unlock, this will make us to let go of the material matrix that we are all now. We are inside this body, and this body is inhabiting this material universe, and we are deeply attached to it. And this is possible only if we accept Krishna as that God is a person, and we develop some loving affection towards him. And this is happening by studying Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the whole thing. Nowhere else, in all different types of scriptures in the world, there is no description. People believe that there is God. But what God does, except that he exists, people have no idea about this. And this is only given in Bhagavatam. So, even if we are not such lovers of God, let's say we haven't developed yet these higher stages of bhakti, like asakti, bhava, and prema, still Krishna helps us by providing information and knowledge how everything is connected to him. So unless, if we are not in love with Bhagavan, still we have to advance somehow spiritually, and this is done by being in contact with the other two aspects, Brahman and Paramatma. So therefore in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, starting from 7th chapter, Krishna, it's very interesting, in Bhagavad Gita Krishna preaches Krishna consciousness. He's preaching Krishna consciousness, and it's interesting to see what kind of method he's using. The devotees are always, often they're talking and they're discussing, should we preach directly or indirectly or in between? Let's see what Krishna does in Gita. I think Krishna is quite straightforward in Bhagavad Gita. Starting from 7th chapter, what he does is, he explains who he is. And he's hoping that by giving knowledge about his Swarupa, his personality, this will inspire devotion in the hearts of the pious, innocent people. That's what he's hoping for. Therefore, in the 7th chapter, this is the verse on which Srila Prabhupada lectured the most, I believe, 7.1. Krishna says, just now, just listen. And I'm going to explain who I am. And hopefully, this will be inspiring for you. Hopefully, you like it. Of course, Arjuna is eternal devotee of Krishna. Krishna hopes for us that we will like what he hears. And Krishna explains his Swarupa, his personality. He explains how he is all-pervading, and at the same time he is aloof. And in 9th chapter he calls this Yogam Aishwarya, my mystic opulence. I am everywhere, I'm spread around, and at the same time I'm independent. I'm not personally present everywhere here. Unless, of course, there is a pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada gives the example of Prahlad Maharaj, who saw Krishna in the pillar and Sri Ramakrishna's palace. So if you have such a devotee, then Krishna is personally present everywhere. But even if there is no such devotion to invoke Krishna's personal presence everywhere, still he is present everywhere already. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains this, and then Arjuna, he asks a question, could you please, okay, I understand you are everywhere, could you please explain in detail how are you present everywhere? And then Krishna explains his vibhutis. Krishna says, yes, I can describe this, but only the major ones, because my opulence is unlimited. And Krishna explains, I'm the taste of the water, I'm the light of the sun and the moon, I'm the ability in the man, I'm the sound in ether, etc. And these are, Prabhupada actually says in one place, Krishna is not just the taste of the water, he's the taste in wine as well. Krishna is the taste of any liquid that attracts us. And to some person, a devotee, if you drink wine and you think, oh, very nice, the taste of the wine is Krishna. If you do this, you become the greatest yogi. So in this way, Krishna describes how he is operating, and then Arjuna, in the 11th chapter, he asks, could you please show me, now I want to see how are you operating everywhere. And then Krishna shows the universal form. In the universal form, Arjuna sees how everything is present at the same time in one place, which is mind-blowing, but it is possible by Krishna's mystic power. So by seeing the world in connection to Krishna, although we are not on the level of pure love for Krishna, still we can be Krishna conscious, and this is a good beginning. Therefore, in second canto of Bhagavatam, Krishna describes the universal form, and this is a way by which we can feel in contact with Krishna. And also, Srila Prabhupada explains that nature, there are two things which are, Srila Prabhupada says, they develop finer tissues in the brain. One is drinking milk, and the other one is beautiful nature. If you walk in a nice park, or even better, if you go out of the city. Just by going out of the city, you feel happy. When my term here, my deployment in New York ends every year, I spend a few months here. Then I go back to my country, and then I go to the village of my parents. Usually it happens like just 1 or 2 days after I leave here. So it's a very small village. The road ends up there. There is no road after this. It's a mountain, and there are like about 25 people living there. It's beautiful. So it's a big relief just to get out of the big place. So just by being in nature, we develop this sattva guna, but we also can learn from nature. That's the whole point. I guess by developing these finer tissues in the brain, first we just enjoy nature, and then we gradually develop these things, and then we start learning from nature. That means we observe different phenomena around us, and we see how Krishna planted different lessons for us everywhere around us. And this is quite amazing experience. They are coded messages that they teach the nature of the soul, who is God, and what is this material world. And they are embedded everywhere in nature. But we have to have the eyes and the intelligence to see them, to perceive them. And now we're going to see how the great personality, how he learned from nature, what he has learned. And this will hopefully inspire us to develop our own sensitivity towards nature. Not just to enjoy nature passively, but also to try to learn something. What we'll hear now, it is not the Ishvapatana. It's not the end of the it's not the end of this learning process, in a sense that what I want to say. We will hear these lessons. Let's say there are lessons that we can learn from the sun, but there are many other lessons we could actually learn from the sun, and they are not mentioned here. So we shouldn't think, okay, that's it. That's what I have to learn from the sun, only this. No. Krishna can inspire us from inside, and we can learn many other things. This is just an example how the great souls, the great sages, how they learn from nature. So the story is from 11th canto of Bhagavatam. I know devotees, they like to read 10th canto the most. This is what is quoted the most in Chaitanya Charitamrita, 10th canto. But Bhagavatam continues, and 11th and 12th canto are very interesting. In 11th canto, there is a conversation between Krishna and Uddhava, and there Uddhava expresses his heartfelt sadness at the impending separation from Krishna. Krishna tells Uddhava, in 7 days from now, the ocean will inundate Dwarka, and I will leave. I'm leaving before then. So you, Uddhava, you should also not stay. And then Uddhava, very emotionally, he tells Krishna, please, my dear Lord, give me some mercy. I need to get out of this material illusion. I'm deeply immersed in false ego. I have so many material attachments for family, friends, etc. Other than you, nobody can help me, nobody can save me from this illusion. And then Krishna very interestingly replies, I consider you to be very intelligent, even more intelligent than Brahma. Even people who are not so intelligent, like you, even they can learn not just from one person, but from many, many persons. In fact, in commentaries, Acharyas explained that one cannot very well understand the spiritual science if he has only one Shiksha Guru. In order to dive deeply in the subject, you need more. And then Krishna says that there is a person, an example for this, and then he quotes, in Bhagavatam there is often story inside the story, inside the story. So Krishna quotes ancient account where King Yadu, while touring his kingdom, he met a very special personality. He is known sometimes in the devotional circles as the Python man, the Python Sadhu, or in Bhagavatam he is referred to as the Avaduta Brahmana. And this person was looking very unusual. He was just laying down there in the forest. He was not doing anything. And he looked like hunted by ghosts. But King Yadu, he was very intelligent, obviously, because Krishna himself appeared in his dynasty later on. And he could see that this person is special. If you remember the story of the Maharaja Rahugana and Jalabarta, there what happened? King Rahugana, did he recognize Jalabarta?
Not at first.
Not immediately. He had to hear from Jalabarta, and then he came back to his senses. Here in this case, Yadu Maharaj, just by looking at this person, who was looking very strange, he understood that, what he understood is that this person has perfect knowledge about everything in this world and about all souls, just by seeing him. And then Yadu Maharaj, very respectfully, he asked a question. My dear Brahmana, you are very young, handsome, strong, eloquent. How he understood that he is eloquent without hearing him, I don't know. That's what Bhagavatam says. And in other words, you have all facilities to enjoy this world. You're young, you can desire a beautiful wife. Why are you just sitting here and not doing anything? You're very young, he asked. Why are you not listening? What's happening here? Could you please explain how? And then he asked, how did you acquire this perfect intelligence and perfect knowledge? What's your secret? And then the Brahmana, pleased by the humble attitude of the king, he decided to reply. And now we'll hear a little bit from his reply. Not the whole thing. In reply, Brahmana said, I have reached this level by studying from my gurus. I have 24 gurus. And I'll just describe what I have learned from them. So we have to understand that these gurus, they are not like the normal type of guru who sits on the asana and disciple sits next to him and he delivers knowledge. These gurus were not talking to the Brahman, but he could understand the lesson by employing his intelligence, given by Krishna, of course. So in this sense, Krishna, going back to the previous conversation, in this sense, Krishna tells Uddhava that one can be his own instructing spiritual master, in the sense that he can use Krishna's gift, intelligence, and even without having an external guru, he can learn just by observing the reality around him. So we don't advocate that one shouldn't take initiation from a bona fide guru. What Bhagavatam here teaches us that we could use our own intelligence to reach the point where we understand, now I need to take seriously the association of devotees and I need to approach a guru. Okay, so let's see what he has learned. The Python saga. The first guru he mentioned is the earth. So here the lesson is that sometimes people will deal badly with us, they will treat us unfairly. And this is inevitable. But just like planet Earth moves in her orbit, and so many things are happening on the surface, so many Bhumi Devi herself, she says that she can carry any burden, but not the burden of a person who tells lies. So this is unbearable for her. And there's so many lies on this planet. And she still keeps her course and she doesn't deviate. So in the same way, the lesson that we can take from this is that even if somebody deals improperly with us, this is not an excuse for us to deal improperly in the There is a story my good friend Tulsi would like to tell. There was this person who was hunted, he was chased by a tiger, and he climbed up a tree to save himself. I'm not sure why the tiger didn't follow him there, he was very good in climbing up. But then on the tree he found a bear. And then the tiger, he saw this situation and he immediately approached the bear and he told the bear, you see, this is our common enemy. Our common interest is that we have to destroy this enemy. Please just push him. Once he falls on the ground, I'll take care. And the bear said, no, I cannot do this. He's my guest. You don't treat guests like this. And then I missed then what happened?
The tiger changed the.
Oh, then the tiger changed the tactic. And then he turned to the person, to the man. He said, look, please push the bear down. I'll eat the bear and I'll leave you alone. And then the man, he just tried to push the bear, and then the bear fall down, and then, but at the last moment, he succeeded to climb back to the tree so the tiger couldn't catch the bear. And then the tiger turned again to the bear and said, look, you see, he's a treacherous person. You don't have to be nice to this guy. He doesn't deserve to be nice. So please push him. This is now your right, your chance. And then the bear said, no, still, the fact that he misbehaved doesn't give me permission to misbehave in return. I'll still keep my duty. I'll perform my duty properly. And then, I don't know what the end of the story. The tiger was disappointed, I guess. And he left. So this is the first lesson we learned from the earth. So the second guru is the tree. So the tree is serving selflessly others. And tree produces fruit, flowers, and people come and take. And sometimes people cut down the tree. Therefore, in Shikshashtaka we say one should be more tolerant than the tree. And the tree doesn't protest. Sometimes even people come, they uproot the tree, and they replant the tree somewhere else. They start watering the tree, and they expect the tree to continue producing fruits. That's what happens to some people also. The guru comes and tells them, you know what, I have a very important project in New York City, so would you please kindly help me? And then the disciple comes to New York City, and then he's supposed to deliver some fruit also here without complaining. So that's the scientific person. The yogi should be like this. And this is the particular nature of the that he can continue to produce results, even in different locations. So the tree lives for the benefit of other people. And we can learn this very practical way if we become assistant of our guru for a while. I don't know how many of you have this experience. We used to call this servant of the guru, now maybe it's not so politically correct anymore, we say assistant. But anyway, the thing is that you're serving the guru, serving the superior person. And if you ever try to do that, immediately, almost, you'll notice that now your life changed, and you eat whenever you can, you take shower whenever you can, you sleep when you can, because the whole energy of your existence now is channeled to serve somebody else's plan. Now you don't have strict plan about your day. Whatever this superior person decides, then you adjust to his plan. So it's not easy, but that's what we can learn. This is what a saintly person can learn from the tree. And
Kids also, if you have kids, same.
yeah, if you have family, basically you have to adjust to family. People get married because they think it's fun, sense enjoyment, but it's actually a duty to perform. So people usually last for a few weeks as servant of the guru, and then they start to feel the pressure. Wait a minute, when I'm gonna leave? What about me? I mean, but some great souls, they can do this for a long time. And from time to time, it's very good for us to do this. At least from some extent. Especially when nowadays in ISKCON, the gurus, they're getting old, they need assistance. So now it's a new phase in our movement that it's not so easy to find assistance. Before, when the gurus were young and energetic and popular, and they are GBC, they are this and that, then there were many followers who were flocking around. But when time goes and then the gurus become more fragile, not so much energy, they're not so popular anymore materially, it's more difficult. So it's a great sacrifice, but we have to take it. We cannot just let our gurus unprotected. This is like common sense. Okay, so there's the next. Is the wind. Is the next guru. So one should learn from the air that one should remain unattached to the qualities of the material nature. Just like, okay, sometimes you get the wind, he passes through a forest, and then it carries the very pleasant fragrance of flowers and fruits, and sometimes it passes by, goes over some very dirty place, so it carries this stench. The wind, the air itself is never mixed with this aroma that he carries. And in the same way, we should learn that we are different from all material qualities, and though we are aware of our contact with the qualities of the body, yet we are not these qualities, because the Atma, the soul, is different from them. In Bhagavad Gita, there is a very interesting verse where Krishna describes a person liberated from the gunas, and there he says, this person, he doesn't hanker after the qualities of the sattva when they are absent, and he is not angry or frustrated when the qualities of tamas are present. In other words, this person, he feels the influence of the gunas, but he is not influenced by them. His consciousness doesn't change. So sometimes when we are under the modes, so to say, we should remember this verse. And also in Bhagavatam, there is an interesting verse, Etatishna Mishasya. There it says, it is stated that this is the divinity of the divine. What is the divinity of the divine? Divinity of God is that although he is seemingly all-pervading and in contact with material energy, he is never affected by material energy. So this is also applicable to the devotee. This is what we learn from the wind. If you have any questions, please, or something that you wanna say. Otherwise, we'll just go over as many gurus as we can. So the next one is the water. Just as pure water is transparent, and say a saintly person transparently manifests the personality of Godhead within his heart. Just like Srila Prabhupada says, transparent via media. We can see Krishna through the presence of our spiritual master. And water makes very pleasing sound. And similarly, the sound vibration of the Lord's pure devotee, who is saturated with the glories of the Lord, is very charming and beautiful. Thus, by studying the nature of the water, one can understand the symptoms of pure devotee of the Lord. Of course, sometimes the pure devotee, he also, therefore, he's known as sadhu. So sometimes he has to cut through the illusion, and then he can use strong words, but this is for our benefit. So these words, strong words, are also nectarian in their own way. We need sometimes this. So next guru is the moon. The moon goes through various phases, and we know that the human, not just the human body, every material object goes through 6 changes: birth, and then growth, and then existence, seemingly without change, and then giving birth to other bodies, and then dwindling, then death. But this is applicable to the body, not to the soul. Just like the moon is the same moon, although it goes through phases. In the same way, the soul is always the same. So many people, they look at the moon. The moon is very beautiful, and people are inspired to write poetry or music. People fell in love. Somehow the moon is very much connected with these romantic feelings. But this Avadhuta Brahmana, when he looked at the moon, that's what he saw. So this is a lesson for us. Try to see, to learn from nature in this way. And then the sun. The sun evaporates water, and then he gives back this water when the time is right. In the same way, the saintly person, he accepts donation from people. They come, they offer gifts. He accepts this, and then when a proper person comes, he gives back what he has acquired. And in both accepting and giving away, he is not entangled. That means he doesn't think, I am the proprietor now of all these goodies that they gave to me. They are mine. And when he gives away, he doesn't think, I gave this to this person. It's my property, and I gave it away, so he has to be grateful to me. So in both accepting and giving away is important. Then ocean. What we heard yesterday, somebody mentioned the ocean. Yesterday we observed the disappearance day of Ram Maharaj, and there was one of the devotee, I think Hari Vastu, he mentioned something about the ocean. From Ram Maharaj, that the ocean, there is when there is a storm, usually it affects only the surface of the ocean, and when you go deep, there is no storm anymore. The ocean is calm. So the spiritual advanced person, he is very deep, and because he has attained this deep understanding about Krishna pastime, and he doesn't rejoice when there is something auspicious material happening to him, and he is not disturbed when some material unhappiness occurs in his life. Just like if you remember the story of Maharaja Chitraketu, and when he was cursed by Parvati, what happened is that Chitraketu Maharaj was he got darshan with the Lord, and then as a result of the mercy of the Lord, he got this spaceship. He was traveling with many Vidyadhara women there and chanting, making kirtan, traveling all over the universe. Then he saw Shiva, and then he made a funny comment about Lord Shiva, sitting amongst all these sages with Parvati in his lap. And then Parvati became angry and cursed him to become a demon. And then Chitraketu Maharaj, he came back, he offered obeisances to Parvati, and he said, I didn't mean to offend anyone, but if you, dear mother, consider this an offense and you want to curse me, I accept this curse. After all, in the material world, what is a blessing and what is a curse? There is no difference. It's all the same. Can you imagine? Can you this consciousness? You're just being cursed by the material energy. And you say, I accept it, but there is no difference between blessing and curse. It's all the same. And then when this happened, he just went back. He climbed up his spaceship, Vimana, and left. And then Shiva turned to Parvati and he told her, did you see, my dear wife, did you see the glory of the devotees? I think there he mentioned, these are Shiva's words. Sarva Pavardha Narakesh Apitular Darshana. I think this is there. And then she was ashamed and she put her sari over her head because she understood that it was improper to curse. Although this was a custom of the Lord. Because it is explained in Bhagavatam that Krishna didn't have patience anymore to wait for Chitraketu Maharaj to go back home to Godhead. So he decided to speed up the process. And speeding up the process meant from this very auspicious position, traveling all over the universe in this Vimana, he had to take birth as a Vritasura, and then he had to be killed by Indra. So that meant Krishna's mercy. Are we ready for such type of mercy? Or will we be rather praying to the Lord, please, my Lord, purify me, but gently. Pigeon is also one of the gurus. So this is a rather emotional story, kind of heavy story from Bhagavatam. One should never indulge in excessive affection or concern for anyone or anything. Otherwise, one will have to experience great suffering, just like the foolish pigeon. Do you know the story about the pigeon? So there was this family of young pigeons, husband and wife, and they were very good match, as they say, match made in heaven. They really loved each other, and she was completely controlling him, her feminine virtues, and then I'm just trying to choose the proper word. And then they had children, and then when the children were growing up, then a cruel hunter came, and he threw his net over the children and he captured them. Then the wife of the husband, they were out there collecting food for the children. Then the wife came back and she saw the table scene, and she was so emotional, so desperate that she just rushed forward, and then the hunter captured her as well. Then the husband came. He saw what's happening, and he thought. He started to lament, of course. And then he thought, what is the use of my life? Now I can try to escape. I'm still free. But even if I leave, what is the use of my life? My dearest ones are going to die now. So I heard this story. This is the story from Bhagavatam I'm telling you. But also I heard Prabhupada telling the story. And Prabhupada put a funny twist on the story. Prabhupada said, and then the male pigeon, he said, okay, then just take some rest. And he turned back and he left. But that's not what that's not what Bhagavatam says. In the Bhagavatam version of the story, he was so desperate that he allowed himself to be captured. And then the cruel hunter, very happily, he captured everyone, so he just took his net and went happily back home, and that was the end of the story. So this is the lesson. And if we have excessive attachment to material things, material persons, then we'll have to suffer. Of course, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains that the wife and the children, they are legitimate object of attachment. But this attachment shouldn't be excessive. It shouldn't be blocked in the path of our spiritualization. Okay. The next one is the python. So this one is very crucial. We have heard many times, Prabhupada makes this quite clear quite often. The material happiness and distress we will experience in this lifetime is already decided. It's predetermined. Therefore, just like happiness comes on its own accord, no, just like the unhappiness and suffering comes on its own accord, then the happiness will also come. Therefore, the implication of this is that we have to dedicate our energy to development of Krishna consciousness, because we cannot change our karma in any other way. Only by surrendering to the Lord, Krishna can decide on His own sweet will to adjust our karma. And He says this in Bhagavad Gita quite directly. So if you think about it, if we, from all the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and Bhagavatam, if we accept seriously just this one, how big difference this will make in our life. So then the python, we mentioned in the beginning that this is the python sadhu, the python man. The python just sits in one place and he is waiting for the food to come on its own accord. He doesn't work hard for the food. And in the same way, of course, the python is idle, he just sits there. But the thing is that we're not idle, we're not lazy. We use this time to advance in Krishna consciousness, to be very active in devotion, service of the Lord. And then whatever has to come to our life, it will come by the mercy of Krishna. Back in the day when we were living in Radhadesh, we had a friend, Vasudeva Prabhu knows him, Radha Vallabha Prabhu. And he had a friend in one Benedictine monastery in Germany, and sometimes he would take us to this monastery to see Brother Tom. Brother Tom was quite an unusual person. He was Brother Tom, Bhakta Tom. Yeah, Brother Tom, but we started calling him Bhakta Tom. He was an elderly gentleman who spent his whole life, I think at least 40 years in this monastery. Since he was young, he became monk very young, in his 20s. And he took interest in studying Sanskrit, so he knew Sanskrit, and he was reading Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, in Sanskrit. And he had developed liking for Krishna and for Bhakti. And then when Radha was Brahmachari, we were all brahmacharis. We would go there, and Brother Tom would be, yes, just stay brahmachari. He would just, how we call it, pep talk. I'm sitting here in this monastery, I don't go anywhere. And everything that I needed to know, and all the persons I needed to meet in this lifetime, I met, they came to me, just like you guys came to me. I didn't come all the way to your place in Belgium. You came to me. So this was his realization, that everything will happen naturally. You just have to have faith in God, and He'll provide. Even if you sit here in this monastery. So, this is Brother Tom. Okay, maybe we have time for just last one. Bumblebee. Saintly person should accept only enough food to keep his body and soul together. He should go from door to door, accepting just a little bit of food from each family. This he should practice, the occupation of the bumblebee. It is called Malukari. That means the brahmacharis and the saintly persons, they should, first of all, the sannyasi should be the last to go begging. The sannyasi is a socially dead person. That means he should live his life in such a way that he doesn't inconvenience anyone, because he doesn't exist materially. There is no such person anymore. So he should try not to interfere with anyone's life. So therefore they go begging last, after the brahmacharis and the brahmanas. They're the last ones. And they're supposed to go to few, I think 7 houses, and whatever, random houses, and whatever they gather from those houses, this is what they eat this day. In other words, we shouldn't go to only to certain houses, to wealthy donors, because we know that we will get good treatment and lots of money or food or whatever, right? Because if we do this, we'll be trapped. We'll start to become dependent on these personalities. And for a saintly person, this is unacceptable. Why? Because once you're dependent on somebody maintains you, then you cannot tell him the truth all the time. You will adjust the reality, the Shastra, to cater to his taste so that he is pleased with you and he continues to support you. That's the whole thing. It's very simple. Therefore, the Brahmanas, they are living in, not in poverty, but they're supposed to live very simply and to be detached. So that, because in this way they can keep their independence, especially from the kings. And the example given is with Chanakya Pandit, who was the minister of the king, but he didn't accept salary and he lived in a hut in a village. So that whenever the king needed some advice, he could actually give the advice properly according to Shastra. So this is the price to pay. You have to be detached. If you want to be Brahmana and be the Veda personified, then you have to be detached from material sanctification. Otherwise you will alter the message of the Veda to suit your own personal interest. The Vedic culture is very interesting. The people who are on the top of it, the Brahmanas and the sannyasis, they should be the most renounced people, most detached. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. I can continue, but I think maybe you want to say something.
Well, we can find out if there are any comments or questions. And if not, maybe we can hit another guru. Let's find out. I have one question. Vasudeva Guru, is that our Radhavallabha? Or different Radhavallabha?
Different.
Because you also knew a priest or a monk who was chanting him. So interesting. Okay. Different Radhavallabha.
Seems that all of us, they always know some.
Someone from another faith who likes Vaishnava, right? Any questions, comments? Yes, ma'am.
What is, when you were talking about attachment to family members, what is, like, what's the line of, like,
Oh,
what's attachment and then when does it shift into, like, excessive
I was
attachment?
afraid somebody will ask this question. Let's say your family members, they are against Krishna consciousness. They are they're making you hard for you to practice Krishna consciousness. So say you want to chant at home, but they are against it, so you don't feel like chanting there, so you have to go outside and chant. or they meet, and they're actively putting obstacles. So attachment to this type of situation, this type of persons, is practical means unfavorable to your Krishna consciousness. Excessive attachment can also mean you're too attached to your family members who are devotees, but you don't see them as devotees. You're not attached to them because they are devotees, but because they are your whatever it is. This also can be a problem. Therefore, Queen Kunti, she prays in Bhagavatam, please Krishna destroy my attachment to the Pandavas and to the Vrishnis. And somebody may ask, why are she praying for this? Because they are pure devotees of the world. But what she means, Prabhupada explains, when she sees them as their material bodies, this attachment should go. And any attachment other than attachment to Krishna is, or the pure devotees of the world, is what's the word? It is problematic. Therefore, also Queen Kunti, she prays in Bhagavatam, just like Ganges flows towards the ocean without any deviation, any obstacle. In the same way, I want my mind to flow towards you, Krishna, without any other. So this is what we want. And anything that is the way, this is we have to, at least we have to be aware and try to remove it. Okay?
Thank you for bringing up that question. It's actually, our Bhakti Center community is overwhelmingly non-monastic. So therefore it's a struggle. And we have, of course, Krishna talks about in the Gita how one can be detached internally, right? Because you understand, because obviously there's love in a family setting.
The Gokulinda community is also overwhelmingly non-monastic. So it's a good news. There are rarely, in the spiritual world, there are rarely any sages like maybe the Vasa Munikam sometimes, or Narada Muni, but usually they have to. So
That's right.
we're doing good, no problem.
That's good.
That's right.
That's good, right? Right. So it's quite normal to have attachment for those we love, and internally it's wise to understand what that attachment is and who these people are in our lives in an ultimate sense, and that loss is inevitable. In this life, and meditation is inevitable. So thank you for your willingness to talk about that.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I didn't really have a question, but I just wanted to say that I found this really nice, and I hope that you come back and do a part 2, and we can finish all of the gurus.
Yes,
this is
why
really
not?
wonderful.
Yeah, we can do part 2.
Yeah, thank you. Please come back.
Thank you. How many gurus did we get to?
We are halfway through.
Halfway.
No.
Even less than.
We get more than half, okay.
So,
So the best part is yet to come.
Ah.
Maybe we can take more 1 or 2. We have to go till.
Doctor, you have 4 minutes, I think.
yeah, okay. Any other comments, questions?
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much.
Gratulations to Bhagavatam ki jai.
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 Pandava Prabhu ki jai. So we'll have RT in just a few minutes. So while Kirtan and then Tulsi Pandava Prabhu will lead the Kirtan. So we'll just clear the mats here, clear the chairs, and then stick around after RT. We'll do the sugar prayers and then Prashad. Thank you very much. And maybe some announcements too.
Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo.
Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo.
Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Shri Radha Murandar Gaurachandra Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtatya Nishatarine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine
Krishna
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत विराधर श्रीवस्त गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राम कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंग माई यमुना माई की जय। देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। Samveda Bhakta-vrinda ki jai. I go Oh, glories to the assembly. Oh, glories to the assembly. Oh, glories to the assembly. Oh, glories to the Gauranga, oh, glories to the Himalayan, Sri Bhakti-vedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Nada Shinghaya. Lada Lada Tahine.
ki Jai. Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much. Grace Pandava Prabhu, Tulsi Prabhu ki Jai. Thank you both very much for coming. You make a great team. They came all the way, as you can tell by their accents, they came all the way from Brooklyn. Radha ki Jai. So thank you for coming to Bhagavat Sravana today. Bhagavat Sravana happens every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, starting with Kirtan in the class, at 11:30 to 12:30. And called Bhagavat Sravana, which we'll get to in a minute. I do want to let you know about a few things. There is a field trip coming on, road trip to Gita Nagari, the ISKCON farm in Pennsylvania. That's coming up on Saturday, April 5th. Saturday, April 5th, there's a van has been rented. Will be pick up at Bhakti Center, leaving at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think that's where I got the 8 o'clock from, because I was thinking about that. 8 o'clock in the morning from Bhakti Center, and we'll spend the day at Gita Nagari, leaving Gita Nagari at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to come back to Bhakti Center. Johnny Tai and Baba Bhakti Prabhus are facilitating this. There's a cost of $65 per person, which covers the minivan, transportation, lunch prasadam, tolls, gas, and a day pass at Gita Nagari. And there's a form to fill out to register, which is on the WhatsApp app. Yeah, the temple updates, right. And also probably on the website. There are only 3 seats left, for your information, 3 seats left. The next festival, we just came off a couple of great festivals. Gaur Purnima Festival was this past Thursday. Before that, the Monday before that was the Pushpa Festival. And if you follow me over here, you can see some remnants of the flower festival on top of this painting. It's impossible to get all the flowers. Look at it, you know? They just go everywhere, you know. You just okay, the flower festival. That's so the next festival is Ram Navami, and that is April 6th. It's the day after the Gita Nagari trip, right? April 6th. And that's a Sunday, so we'll be celebrating that at Bhagavat Sravana. So that'll be an event here at this time. Anything else? Yes. One other thing is the Bhakti Center's been going through some managerial changes and other changes. It's a bit of a shake-up, so to understand what's going on, if you have questions about what's going on or just to hear about what's going on, there is a sort of a town hall Zoom call which is happening tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock. So Sadhbhuj Prabhu here is part of the new executive director team. For a while, Davaranga Prabhu was the executive director. And then there's a period of time where we didn't have any person or persons specifically in that role. Taking over that role is Sadhbhuj Prabhu, along with Sri Prahlad Prabhu, and Veerabhaja Prabhu, of course, who was a former Bhakti Center executive director. So they'll be happy to answer your questions and explain a little bit about what and why and how and all those kinds of things that we're all interested in. So that's a Zoom call, and also the link to that Zoom call is on the Bhakti Center WhatsApp. What's the group called? Temple Updates.
And it'll be sent again, reminder will be sent either today or
Great,
tomorrow.
okay, that's been on the Temple Updates, and reminders will be sent out. So that'll do that. So right now, prasadam is served in the back of the temple hall. So please take to your full satisfaction. Thank you once again for coming. Hare Krishna. Be well.
Hare
Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Finished, okay.